Yep.
Part of it goes back to some of it goes back to the guest. What do people expect from your venue? The corner pub, I don't expect to have this. I don't expect to be dazzled by their cocktail menu. If they can pull off a reasonably good old fashioned, I'm kind of cool. You know, you can go to the local pub
Mhm.
and they're shaking the old fashioned, for you. It's like, okay, well, this is good. But hey, whatever, man. It's whiskey at the end of the day. I'm going to survive all that. So part of it's absolutely, what have you put out into the world in terms of what to expect from this place? I think less is more. No matter what, do keep that as tight as you can, is my experience, because most people aren't coming in saying, boy, I hope I just have a massive number of options I don't understand. Like, that is not a default position for any guest. Another quick story. So we had a client we were starting up, and they were doing this really dope cigar bar downtown scene up in a high rise kind of thing, really cool rooftop. And we were working with them, and they introduced a 50 cocktail item menu. And I'm flipping through it. It's like Cheesecake Factory of cocktails. It's insane. And I said, guys, let me just ask a few basic questions. Like, how many of this one are you going to make in a week? And it was some completely, who knows, right? And they're like, I don't know, like maybe two or three. It's like, so how many of these fall into the 2 or 3 category? And the answer was most of them. And I was like, look, from a productivity perspective, from a customer confusion, you got to dump almost all these and just launch, basically from Gary, launch your top 10 at the most. And they did, wildly successful. So I think that's smart. It's going to sound crazy, but do as little as you can get away with, because you've got a wall of options that creates sort of an infinity level. I want an old fashioned, but I want 4 Roses single barrel. Can you do that? Yes, I can. Hey, I just want this. I just want that. And some of these places, bartenders just will go crazy trying to make all these different riffs. But for the most part, if you have an 8-bit menu, an 8-piece menu, and you price it right and cost it right, which also gets lost in sort of the fog of war when it comes to, I'm going to have this massive cocktail menu, pricing that right, having all the extra ingredients you have to carry, especially if things aren't moving. We say inventory at rest is inventory at risk. We don't like that. And we don't like our investments wrapped up in products. I'd rather it be in the bank. So like there's a bunch of conversations you can have: menu, inventory, offer. Like, it's a really big rolling conversation.
Well, and that's the part that people miss, right? Because one of the things that I've seen, I don't know how many times, not only do you have this cocktail menu that's too long that has all this different stuff on it, then you have items that one ingredient only goes in that item. And so now, to your point, Dave, I got $30 sitting on the shelf that I'm going to pour out of once every other week. And then once this cocktail menu is gone, I'm never going to pour that bottle again. Or what's even worse, and the thing that I think kills people, is the garnishes, right? They'll be like, oh, I have this cool cocktail that we're going to garnish with a pineapple. Well, now you're buying pineapples. You're using 3 little slices and you're throwing the rest of the pineapple away. And you're just burning money with the way food cost is now. And so my go-to is always shorter. And what I tend to tell people, whether it's food or liquor, is if you want 100 items on your menu in a year, change it 4 times. If you want 400 items, change it 12 times. Like, I'd rather do a seasonal menu where you're switching it up and limiting exposure to inventory, inflation, financial risk, all of that. Your customers still get variety. It's more efficient for your kitchen. It's easier to train your servers. Because if you get into like a cheesecake level menu, I'm not sure how Cheesecake has a single person that works for them that knows all the items in their menu.